Alright, let's switch to the game number 3 between OM and MDIV1. Welcome back to the semifinals, game number 3, everybody. These first two games have been crazy. The first match was relatively boring to watch until the very last second, where the whole game just turned upside down. And the OM has taken the first win. And then MDIV, in style, decided, you know what, you won like 5 seconds before we were supposed to win. You clutched that win away from us. How about we take a win from you last second before the game ends? And they clutch it to 1-1. So the second game then went to MDIV and is now 1-1. We're moving into the final game of this semifinals between OM and MDIV1, and let's take a look how this is gonna go. If they continue working the way we are in for one hell of a match. We have a Haku versus Haku, Montana, and a Kurfürst versus Montana and a Yamato. Minotaur with triple Hindenburg and double gearing versus quad Hindenburg, Moskwa, and a gearing. So MDIV persists on having only one destroyer, and OM persists on having 2 destroyers. We've seen both of those things actually working so far, so we'll see. The OM sends the gearing, Hindenburg, Montana, and no radar on A. Okay, but they have a DD at least. They're sending DD, Mino, Hindenburg, Kurfürst to the right. I'm guessing the gearing is gonna try to take B real fast, disengage from B. Probably gonna park right here, take it, leave, and then rejoin with the rest on C cap. And that's gonna be the play. Already seen that before. Oh, that's shot sync coming to the Mino. Forced to turn in. 2000 HP or 1.5. No big deal. I'm guessing he was briefly spotted by planes. We shall see. Torpedoes being dropped. What is this? These are aerial drop torpedoes. must have missed a memo, but apparently they're not using dive bombers to scout anymore. Now it's torpedo planes. Okay, that's interesting. That's AP. That's Yamato AP. 4K. All right. The decliner was forced to turn in, but they actually want to be going very, very wide. We usually see a not a carrier, well, a radar cruiser from the south group being deployed on this position, like a Moskwa, to be able to radar the entire A cap, or maybe even here, which is a lot more unsafe because this island doesn't really give you any cover from that direction. And yeah, it's usually this position. But this time OM decides that it's a good idea to not send a single... I don't think that's gonna keep you safe, buddy. Yep. There goes his engine. And 1000 HP, and that's a repair. They don't send a single radar to A, while MDIV Moskwa has finally been spotted, and she is in a position to radar A. Gonna take a couple of hits. Nothing too bad. Couple of thousand of HP down, but she is not close enough to that island. She needs to be a bit closer. Let's see. Incoming side shots into the Montana. No big deal. Actually, for one hit, that wasn't a bad chunk. It was like 5,000-6,000 HP from one shell. We'll see later on how this will continue to develop on A. In the meantime, as I said, the OM has taken B into their control and has decided to send a DD through the gap between B and C. They know there's no radar on this side because MDIV has only one Moskwa as a radar, and that Moskwa has been spotted on A. But very risky because of the planes. The planes could have just spotted him, and maybe, well, they decide to gamble and to save some time, and it's paying off. As long as Grive can get the hell out of the way, he's forced to... Actually, he's not forced to. He was not being spotted by those planes, but he decided not to risk it. Or there was a plane above him that I missed to see. Well, MDIV doesn't have any torps they can use versus gearing. Hindenburg has only 6 km torpedoes. Those are not going to reach him, so he can just do whatever the hell he wants to do in the sea cap. And that is definitely going to fall into their hands. He just needs to be careful with shooting so he doesn't get resetted unnecessarily. They are already 20-point up lead, and that advantage is just going to start racking up right now because they have 2 caps to 1. And they have a significant amount of forces to defend both B and C, whatever MDiv 2 Hindis and 1 Monty decides to do. And on the other side, I really don't see how the MDiv is going to take this away from OM. It's just less ships, more caps to control. On the other side, MDiv's Moscow has been taking a significant pounding here. And is down to less than half HP. And what they did with that is basically just capped A cap. That's it. They managed to get A cap under their control. But they are down 50 points already, 1 cap already, and are significantly outnumbered and outgunned on 2 out of 3 caps that, you know, they don't have control over. So they're gonna have to do some significant pushes over A here to gain some sort of advantage over OM's forces, and they're gonna have to make it worthwhile. Otherwise, okay, their Kleiner lost half HP in his Hindenburg, so that pays for Moskwa. But they're gonna need a lot more than that. They have 5 ships here to OM's 4, and OM has 4 on C to MDiv's 3. If they have any chance of doing anything anywhere, it's on A. But MDiv's HP pools are looking mighty strong here. I mean, so are OM's, but we'll see. These torpedoes, maybe this one. I didn't check the angle. Is he gonna get it? No, I think he's safe. Yep, he's safe. Well, once again, very slow start. Oh, the Yamato is coming in to push. Yeah, MDiv really is gonna have to find a way to get some kills over A, because they are already in control of A, and it shouldn't be too hard for them to keep that advantage. However, oh, they're taking B. The gearing has repositioned from A and is now taking B, but he's being resetted. He's being resetted a couple of seconds before the end of the cap. Oh, and now he's getting shelled a bit by the Mino. The 5000 HP is not that big of a deal if you don't intend to take a torp randomly through the game. Oh my god! Random drop from the Haku takes out Greif from the OM. OM has just lost their major advantage, 2 destroyers to 1. That is very bad call. I mean, very bad situation the OM has just now put it himself into there, because what they have is definitely not HP advantage over Quad Hindi and Moskwa. They had 2 destroyers to MDiv's 1. Now they lost one of those 2 destroyers, and suddenly it's 3 versus 3. Not to mention that the gearing from MDiv from A cap has transitioned to B and claimed B for himself. So it's actually now MDiv 4 ships versus OM's 3 ships. MDiv has the DD, OM doesn't. OM has a radar to counter that DD, but that didn't help him keep the cap safe. So we'll see how that goes. And now this gearing can just abandon B, switch to the other side, and claim C for themselves, because this the OM's Minotaur is now pushing into B to claim it and give a bit of a breathing space for his carrier, because let's not forget, Mino's AA is ridiculously strong. So him being in B, he's basically denying the whole center of the map for enemy carrier to do anything. Well, enemy, I say enemy, I mean MDiv. We have no enemies or friendlies here. Ooh, okay. Okay, OM is now contesting B and contesting A. But it shouldn't be too hard to punish this Mino, especially that Yamato. If this Mino gets spotted, and he should, MDiv should really work on getting this guy spotted, that guy can punish him pretty dearly. However, on the other hand, I don't know what that Moskva is doing. Did she already radared up or something? But they are losing a cap as well. OM has lost the DD, but OM has won all 3 caps over the MDiv forces now. Which is a bit bizarre, to be honest. But I don't think it's gonna stay like this forever. I think this is gonna change pretty fast. MDiv was pushing on A, but they decided to stop, to halt their push. Which might be the smart idea, because this Yamato simply does not have the HP to do any more pushing. That Moskva does not have the HP to do the pushing. However, they can take C with relative ease. You can see that OM has completely decided to just give up on it. That's a big chunk. They're not gonna even try to defend C. So C is gonna fall into MDiv's hands. And that gearing, if he's still around, he should be able... Yeah, he's contesting B right now. So, MDiv is contesting B, they will take C, and they are not in control of A, but they, you know, if it comes down to that, those 2 Hindis can just push with a bit of backup from Moskva and Yamato. They don't need to be the frontliners. Hindenburgs can do a lot of pushing. They are pretty tanky cruisers. As long as you don't give those broadsides, it's a pretty tanky cruiser. However, there's 8.5 minutes left on the clock, which is a lot of time, but the points, OM is up to 724 next to MDiv's 600. That is 230 points difference. That is a significant advantage that MDiv has to burn. Well, the OM has to burn, or the MDiv has to burn out in order to catch up, especially with 1 cap down. I mean, OM has 1 ship down, but they have the cap advantage and the point advantage for now. MDiv has all of his ships alive, but look at the HP bars. That Yamato is gonna go down. I don't think he's gonna be able to survive. This island is just not nearly big enough to keep him safe, especially not from gearing. Those stratosphere shells are just landing over it. He's lopping them like no problem. They can't keep him unspotted. In other words, they can't keep him alive. It's just a matter of time before he goes down. And what are they going to be able to take in return? If they're going to be able to take anything. 4.6, 1,000, 700, 500. He repairs. More shells incoming. And he's down. Hindi has taken this Yamato down. And now MDiv is not only significantly bad... in a bad position if you compare the HP pools. They lost a battleship for the destroyer that they killed quite a while ago. They have taken C cap, but now they have basically no power to take A. It's just a double Hindi and a battered up Moskva. And double Hindi can't go up versus all of that. Because there's also double Hindi, a Montana, and a smoked up gearing, which can't be radared because the Moskva is too far and she's completely abandoning this side. OM is up to 915 points to OM's 615 points. I think MDiv is losing this. I think it is game over from MDiv. I don't see them coming back from this. They put a significant amount of forces to C cap. They have taken it, but they were far too slow. Far too slow to reconsolidate those forces from C cap into B and start pressuring the OM's forces. And the OM is looking like they can take this fight for another 5 minutes and then be in danger of losing ships. MDiv, however, 2 of those ships look like they're just begging for the game to end. MDiv is now putting a gearing into B to contest it. They have to do that. They have to stop the points. They have C, they're contesting B, and they're forcing those Hindis into A. The question comes down to, can these Hindis survive all this battering that they are about to receive from OM? And the answer is no. The answer is most definitely no. They have taken all 3 caps away from OM now, but they're gonna pay in 1 Hindenburg any second now. Goodbye. And OM is up to 978 points. The only way for MDiv to win this is to start taking some kills and not lose a single ship. 5 minutes is, I think, enough to win by points, but in 5 minutes, OM can walk in all of those caps if they want to. Okay, not in C, most likely not in C, but they can definitely walk into A, kill this Hindi, and win the game simply there and then. The best thing that the MDiv could be doing right now is just rushing all in. Even though they have all 3 caps, they need to do some sort of all in and take at least one capital ship down. They need to kill at least one guy to secure this guy's death. However, not only that this guy is in trouble, well, not only that MDiv forces are in trouble of losing this ship and then OM gets enough points, because he gets 40 points for killing the enemy cruiser, and that's far more than OM needs. When this guy goes down, A cap is gonna get flipped, and that's gonna be enough to win by points, even if they take one ship down and they lose this ship in return. But those points are stacking up quite heavily. They are stacking up quite heavily. Now they're contesting A, so it's gonna be two cap income instead of 3. OM needs to find a solution to this fast. They need to make one kill, and they need to do it now. Oh, Moskva is spotted again. Moskva is spotted on 1400 HP. One shell and she goes down. That is it. OM takes this best of 3. 2-1. Congratulations to OM. That is 2-1, this best of 3, and they are our finalists. OM has managed to prevail over MDiv. MDiv has made a final desperate push there to take the control of all 3 caps, and you could see that those points were racking up at an extremely fast rate. They were really climbing up fast, and they caught 100, 150, almost 200 points in a matter of, well, a minute. And they would definitely win by points if the game would stay like that. However, they sacrificed so much HP and they lost that Yamato. That Yamato loss right there, and that Moskva in the beginning losing so much HP. Eventually, they just sacrificed a couple of planes to keep her spotted and gun her down, and that was the last nail in the coffin. They had no way of keeping those ships alive. That Hindi at the end was not the last ship to go down. He managed to stay in that A and keep it contested, keep the OM out of the point income. And they managed to actually take control of C and B. They had enough time to take control of B. The only thing that OM needed is just one kill. Just one kill or one cap, and they got the kill, and that's it. The MDiv is